ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 15, beginning from verse number 1. In the previous chapter we studied the prayers of Brahma and then Sri Sukadev's reply to Parikshit's question that why is that Vrajvasis had more love for Krishna than their own children. And the conclusion was in the verse Samashrita Padapallava Plavam Mahat Padam Yaso Murari, that one should take shelter of Krishna's feet. So now in this 15th chapter there is a description of Krishna's Pauganda Leela when he became 6 years old, and till now he was tending the calves. Now he became a full-fledged cowherd. man, because he will be taking the cows to the forest. So here there is a description of beauty of Vrindavan. So Vrindavan means all the forest area. Previously with the calves he was not going too much far away, but now cows go more distant areas, because the calf, they drink milk for about 1 year, then they stop, then cow gives birth to another. So the calves which he was tending, now they stopped drinking the milk, because cows gave birth to another calf. So now when they stop drinking milk, then the calves go with the cows. It's only the calves which are drinking the milk from the cow. They are not allowed to go with the cows for grazing, otherwise they will drink milk all day. So now these calves, they have to go with the cows, but they didn't want to go because they were attached to Krishna. So the cowherd man, they put the calves with the cows, with their mothers, and they are not going. Just standing around Krishna, because every day he was taking them. So then the cows also came there. So then the cowherd boy says, okay, you will go with the cows only now. Because these calves, they are not going without you. So you go with the cows. So that's how the Gopastami started. The first day when Krishna started grazing the cows, that is Gopastami, which comes in the month of Kartik. So now this is his Gocharana Leela. So Sukadeva Goswami speaks, Sri Shuka Vacha Tatascha Pauganda Vayah Shritau Vraje Babhuvatu Stau Pasupala Sammatau Gascharyanto Sakibhi Samam Padair Vrindavanam Punyamativa Chakratuhu. So Tatascha means thereafter, Pauganda Vayah Shritau. Krishna took shelter of the age of Pauganda, means he became 6-year-old. So Pauganda Vayah Shritau. And it is a dual case. Shritau means now he is talking about both Krishna and Balram. So Vraje Babhuvatu. Babhuvatu. Babhuva, now you know. So Tau Pasupala Sammatau. And they were approved by the cowherd men that they can go with the cows. Sammatau Pasupala Sammatau. Gascharyantav Sakhibhi Samam. And they are now tending the cows along with their friends, Sakhibhi Samam. So Padai. And they are going on foot. So in the West, I have seen sometimes they have this big grazing field and their cows, and the cowherd boy goes on the horse. And these days they go in the car or motorbike, because it's vast land. So there is once one American came to France. He was a cowherd boy from Texas area. So he was visiting France and he was guest to one farmer. So he was asking, this farmer was asking, French farmer was asking the American farmer, because he was saying, I also have field, long grazing area. So he said, how long is your field? He says, oh, my field is very big. He says that if I go in my car, I cannot reach the end till evening. I have so much land. So the friend said, yeah, mine is also like that. Because when he asked him how much is your land, he says, yeah, mine is also like that. He says, really? we have big field. He says, no, because my car is like that. It will break down. I will hardly make it to the end of my land with my car. So here they also have a field like that. But they are going on foot. Padais gas charyanto sakhi samam padai vrindavanam punyam ativa chakratu. And in this way they are walking on their feet and making the Vrindavan ativa punyam, more pious, more holy by walking. Chakara chakratu chakru. So Vrindavan is already punyam, but it became more by their footmarks. As the gopis also sing Jaitate Adhikam, that it is more now. Janmana Vraja, that Vraja is already glorious, but now by your birth it has become more glorious. So same way Vrindavan is glorious, now Krishna is walking with Balaram, so it has become more. So Ativa Punyam Chakrata. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, he gives the summary of this chapter in one sloka. Dhenunam rakshanam jyeshtha stuti svai saha khelanam dhenukasya vadho raksha vishat panchadashe gavam. So he says that in the 15th chapter there is a description that Dhenunam rakshanam, that tending the cows, and also Jyeshtha Stuti. Jyeshtha means the elder brother. Krishna praise or glorifies his elder brother. And Svai Saha Khelnam, and it describes the play of Krishna with his friends. And Dhenukasya Vadho, and there is also killing of Dhenukasura. And Vishat Raksha, and protection from the poison of Kaliya snake. So this is protection of cows from Kaliya snake. So this is the subject matter of 15th chapter. Tatah Panchama Varsha Kridanantaram Pashunam Palane Sammatayu Gopahi Sammati Bhuto. So Tatah means thereafter, after performing his pastime till the age of 5, then he started tending cows, and this is Pasupala Sammato, means it was approved by the cowherd people. Taddinam tu Padme Kartik Mahatme Drishtam. So this particular day when he started this is described in Padma Puran in Kartik Mahatmya. This is what is called Gopashtami. So it says Shukla Ashtami Kartiketu Smrita Gopashtami Budhai Taddinad Vasudevo Abhud Gopah Purvam tu Vatsapa. So on the 8th day, on the bright fortnight of the month of Kartik, Krishna started tending these cows, and this is called Gopashtami by the learned. So from that day onward, Krishna became Gopa. Gopa means, Go means cow and Pa means one who tends. Before that he was only Vatsapa. He was tender of the calves. So therefore it says Taddinad Vasudeva Bhud Gopah Purvam tu Vatsapa. So he got upgraded now. He moved into the upper category. So Padai Padchinhair Dhvajadi bhi. So Padai Punyam Ativ Chakratu, that he made the land very pious. So it means by foot here means by his foot marks. Because Krishna has got very special marks on the soles of his feet, and Balaram also. And they were walking barefoot So these marks will get printed on the sand, especially on the place where there is no grass. Punyam charu ativa iti. So punyam also means charu. Punyam charu iti api Amarpal says. So it means beautiful. So it appeared very beautiful with the footprints of Krishna. So purvam ऊनविंशति चिह्नानां चरणयोर लघुत्वाद रेखानाम अति सूक्ष्मत्वेन अस्पष्टीय भावात. So Krishna has got 19 marks on his feet. So earlier when he was standing the calves, then his feet were small. So all these marks were also small. So then they are not very prominent. Now his feet are big. So these marks also have become big and they are very prominent. So Krishna's feet are quite big. If you have seen the foot mark in Radha Damodar temple or the Charan Pahadi, it's quite big. So that's what it says, Charniyor Lagutvad Rekha Nam Ati Sukshma. So earlier their feet were small, so the marks were just like very small, Laghu. So they were not very clear. So that's what it means, that there came Punyam Ativa Chakrat. Tan Madhavo Venu Mudirayan Vrito गोपै गृणद्भि स्वयशो बलान्वितः पशून् पुरस्कृत्य पश्यवम्यमाविशद् विहर्तु कामे कुसुमाकरं वनम्. So Madhavo Venumidiriyan. So Krishna is playing on his flute and Vrito Gopair, and he is surrounded by cowherd. Now they are called Gopa. Previously in the last chapter and before that they were called Vatsapa. So their name has changed. So earlier the cows were being tended by Nanda Maharaj and all the elderly men. Nanda Maharaj was already advanced in age. So now he takes to retired life. Right? So after 50, so Panchasaturdhvam Vanam Brajet. So now he was going to the forest before, now he stays at home. It's the opposite of Vanaprastha. Right? So now because Krishna is going, so the other cowherd men also stopped going and their sons are going. So everybody got promoted because of Krishna. So therefore it says Gopair Grinadbhi Swayasho Balanvita. So he is playing on his flute, being surrounded by his friends who are singing his fame, his glories, and he is along with Balram, Balanvita. Pashun Puraskritya Pashavyam Avishat. And the cows are in front and they are behind. So that's how it used to be. The cows move in front and the cowherd men are behind. Because they graze and they remain behind. So they entered into the forest where there is nice grass for them. Pashavya means that Pashavahitam or Pashubhyahitam, Pashavya. So they entered into the forest, Vanam, and the forest is not, which I see in the West, it's very like monotonous and no flowers. So here the forest is full of flowers, Kusmakaram Vanam. A lot of fruits and also flowers. So Kusmakaram Vanam vihartu kama, and he desired to play. Because Vrindavan is the place which he likes most. Vrindavan has the special beauty which attracts Krishna's mind, and he never wants to leave Vrindavan and go anywhere else, because there is no other place like Vrindavan. So therefore it says vihartu kama. Just like it says Bhagavan api taratri. So rantum kama manas chakre yog maya. So desire to enjoy play. Here also vihartu kama. So vihar means playing, picnic. So it was, tending cows was a play for them every day. So they don't have to go to school, right? And where do they go? They go to the play field. So children, they like to play and they don't like to go to school. That's why Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. When he went to Mathura, then father sent him to school. So he says, what is this? So he has to go to Gurukula. As long as he was in Vrindavan, he was happy, no school, all play. Right? So that is being described, his Leela. Tadvanam. So tat means vanam. Pashavyam pashubhyo hitam. Pashavyam means that which was very good for the cows. Means there is nice grass there. That is the meaning of pashavyam. Asamantad avishat. So avishat means they really entered deep into it. Madhava iti sleshena vasantaiva tadullasa. So Madhava, the word Madhava is used here for Krishna. So Madhava means, Ma means Lakshmi, Dhava means husband, the husband of Lakshmi. Madhava also means spring. Madhu Madhav, Vaishak, month of Vaishak is called Madhava, which is the spring season. So therefore he says the word Madhava iti shleshena vasantaiva tadullasaka. Just as spring season is liked by everybody because it is neither too hot nor too cold and everything blooms, all the trees, fauna, flora is blooming, flowers all around. Vasant is also called Kusmakaram. So that's why the word Kusmakaram is used here. So Kusmakara also means spring season, and Kusmakar also means full of flowers. So therefore the word Madhava is used here along with Kusmakaram, means Tad Ullasaka, that it was very pleasing, increasing their happiness.
Madhava also means the spring season.
It means Vaishak.
And Asamantat Vishat, this means he entered completely.
Means happily, with full mind. Samantat means complete.
So complete means in the sense of emotions,
Means,
happiness.
Yeah, it's like you are fully into something. Fully absorbed. Avesh, you know the word Avesh?
Yes.
Avesh means absorption. Same root, Aveshat. Means he was fully absorbed in it. Because there is nothing else in the mind. When you like something completely, then your mind is there. It's not distracted by anything. तन्मंजु घोषाली मृगद्विजाकुलं महन्मन प्रख्यपय सरस्वता वातेन जुष्टं शतपत्रगन्धिना निरीक्ष्य रन्तुं भगवान् मनोदधे. So निरीक्ष्य रन्तुं भगवान् मनोदधे. So after seeing the beauty of the forest, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he fixed his mind to enjoy, to relish the beauty of Vrindavan, to play. So same word rantum, ram, kridayam, ram dhatu, ramu kridayam. So now the rest describes the beauty of Vrindavan. So tan manju ghosha ali. So there was a beautiful sound of bumblebees because there are too many flowers and bees are running around crazy, they are maddened. So when they are moving, they are making that sound beautiful, manju ghosha ali, mriga, and there are deers running around, and dvijakulam, and then there are birds which are chirping on the trees. And payaha saraswata. There are ponds and lakes of water which is very clean, just like the mind of great devotees. So Mahat Mana Prakhya Paya Saraswata. So in the olden days, the rivers, ponds, they had clean water. People used to drink that water. It was drinkable because there was no chemical, no pollution, nothing was going. So fresh, very sweet water. So that is what it is there. And Vatena Justam Shatapatra Gandhina. And there was a beautiful fragrance coming, being taken by the wind of lotus flower, Shatapatra Gandhina. There were lotus flower having 100 petals, big ones, Shatapatra. So the air is carrying the fragrance of these flowers. So this is how Vrindavan is being described. And now you can see what is the state of Vrindavan. So this is the original Vrindavan. This is how it was. Beautiful. So tat panchendriya aladakam vanam nirikshya. So he is describing that the forest called Vrindavan was pleasing to all the five senses. So niriksha means by seeing, gandha, smell, sound, and touch is there. So taste of the fruits or the water. So he says tat panchendriya alahadakam vanam niriksha. So seeing the forest which is pleasing to all the five senses, then Krishna desired to play there. So manju ghosha alayo. So the bees which are making very musical sound. Mriga, there are deers, dvija, pakshin, and the birds. Tair vyaptam iti. So it is all pervaded or full of all these birds, animals, bees. Vividhena swaswaryena shrotrasya. So swashwarya means beautiful sound. So all this beautiful sound of these birds, bees, etc. So that is pleasing to the ears. And vatena justam sevitam iti vyanjitena mandena. Mandena or gandhena? Gandhena, I think. So then there is this nice smell coming, beautiful fragrance. And Mahatam Mana Prakhya Mana Sadrisham Shitalam Maduram Swacham Payo Yatra. And then the water of the lakes, which is cool and sweet, pure, like the mind of great devotees. Tatsara ashritvena asti yasya teniti. And shatyena, and it is cool, so it is also pleasing to the touch, sense of touch. Tvagindriyasya madhuryena rasnaya, and the sweetness for the tongue. Shatpatra Gandhina iti Saurabhyena Nasaya. The fragrance of the lotus flower for the nose. Satpatrasya Saundaryena Netrasya api Aladakam. And the beauty of the lotus flower is also pleasing to the eyes. So in this way it is described that how Vrindavan was serving Krishna's senses, all of them, by smell, by touch, by the beauty, by the sound, by taste. So all his senses were completely pleased by Vrindavan's beauty. Satatra tatra aruna pallava sriya phala prashunorubharena padayoho sprishatchikhan viksha vanaspatin muda smayan nivaha grajamadi purusha. So Adi Purusha Agrajam Smayaniva Aha. So Krishna is called here as Adi Purusha, the original person. So he spoke to his elder brother while as if smiling. In a very smiling manner he speaks to him, which will be described in the next verse. So he saw Tatra Tatra Aruna Pallava Shriya, the beauty of the buds, the new fresh leaves which are pinkish in color, and Phala Prashuna Uru Bharena Padayo. The trees, they were full of fruits and flowers, and the fruits were so much that the branches were coming down as if they are offering their fruits at the feet of Krishna and Balaram and worshipping them. So Sprishan Chikan Viksha Vanaspatin Muda. So Krishna saw this, that how all these trees are bowing down as if trying to serve Balaram, because he will speak like that to his brother. So he was very pleased. So Muda Vanaspatin Viksha Muda, and Muda Vanaspatin Viksha is seeing all these trees happy, and also he himself being happy, he speaks. Aruna Pallavanam Shri Shobha Tayosah Adhomukhatvena Padasparshnat. So the beauty of the trees by their newly fresh leaves, which are red and pinkish in color, and along with that Adhomukhatvena Padasparshnat, and these leaves are also down, so as if they are trying to touch the feet. Phalanam Prasunanam Chauru Bharena, and by the weight of the fruits and the flowers, Sprishantya Sikhayesham, as if their top part is trying to touch the ground or touch the feet of Krishna and Balaram. Tan Vanaspatin Vrikshan Vilokya. So after seeing the trees like this, Smayan Smayamana iti. So Krishna, he smiled. So iti vivakshitasya vanaspatinam utkarshasya parevasanam sotkarsa eva syat. So he says that actually what he is going to speak here about the greatness, the supremacy of the trees and flowers, it is actually indicative of his own greatness. So Swautkarsasya cha swayam uktiya anochityat. But it is not proper to speak about one's own greatness. So therefore he will speak the greatness of Balaram. So muda iti ananda janitena gambhirya abhavena uktva. So muda means that was giving him happiness and pleasure, and therefore gambhirya abhavena. So he was not like very some solemn or serious mood, but in a very jovial mood. So uktya vina sthatum ashaktescha Rame sakhya bhavothena smitena anena. So he was unable to just not say something. He was happy. So therefore he speaks to Balram. So Rame sakhya bhavothena. And Ram is his elder brother, but now he is treating him more like a friend, because they are of almost same age and they are together. So that they have, Krishna has respect for Balram because he is elder brother, but he is also friendly with him, Sakhya Bhav. So he says Sakhya Bhavuthena, Smitena Anena, Swamahautkarsa Aropaha Tatreva Vyanjita. So by smile, it is described what is the significance of Smayaniva, as if he is smiling, that he is actually speaking about his own supremacy, but he is applying it to Balaram, and therefore he is smiling like that. Atra eva agrim shloke adi purusha iti svanamna api tasya sambodhanam karishyate iva iti. So atra eva, so in this sloka he is called as Adi Purusha, and that's why this is the word which basically they take that meaning, that why they are thinking that it is his glory and not of Balram, because he is, although Balram is elder brother, but he is the Adi Purusha. So, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. So Adi Purusha is Krishna, and if Balram is being glorified, it is actually his own glory, because he is the Adi Purusha. So therefore it says that the Agrim Sloke Tisva Namna Api Tasya Sambodhanam Karishyate, and he is going to address him. Eva iti madabhiprayam idam madagrajo ma buddhitam. So Smayaniva, why he was not smiling? Because he says as if smiling, not actually smiling. Because if he smiles, then Balaram may think, why is he smiling and saying it? Means there is something. Because Krishna's smile is mysterious. So means that he was not really not smiling, but it looked as if. So therefore, Balaram would not doubt what he is saying. So therefore it says, Mada abhiprayam idam madagrajo ma buddhetam. So Krishna is very smart. So he does not want Balaram to know what is his intention in saying this. So smita nihanva, therefore he is hiding his smile. Natu sman iti artha. And therefore it is not said that he was actually smiling. Tathahi, as it is said, Sri Vrindavan Tadvasi Madhurya Ulban Chetasa Tatstave Harina Rabdhe Nijotkarsha Vasainam. So after seeing the wonderful sweetness, beauty of Vrindavan, Hari or Krishna, he began to praise Balaram, which ultimately culminates in his own greatness. Nijutkarsha Vasainam. Tamalochya tato Ramam Apdishya Vadhai sa Atwatra Naiva Tatparya Ramotkarsanvarane. So while looking at him and indicating to Rama, he spoke this Krishna, and therefore here the Tatparya is not in describing the greatness of Balram. Sakhya bhava tadarame narmana idamudiritam. But rather he is speaking this jokingly out of his friendly mood towards Balram. Iti Bhagavatamritiya Sardhakarika. So this is described in Laghu Bhagavatamritam. Adi Purusha iti tad anujatvepi swayam bhagavatat tad adi. So Krishna is called here Adi Purusha, although he is the younger brother of Balaram, but because Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, therefore Balaram is his expansion and Krishna is Adi Purusha. So this is what he spoke. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So Krishna said, Aho ami deva var amararchitam padambujam te sumanah falarhanam namanti upadaya sikhabhiratmana stamopahatyai tarujanmayat kritam. So he is speaking in a great wonder. He says, look, O Devavara, the best of the Devas, or who is worshipped by Devas, so that is Balaram, Amararchitam. So Devavara, Amar Architam Padambujamte, that your feet are worshipped by the Amaras, means the gods, the heavenly gods. And now you see these very feet which are worshipped by the Amara Nirjara Deva. So Sumanaha Phalarhanam, they are being worshipped by the flowers and fruits, by the trees here. So Namanti Upadaya Shikhabhir Atman. So all these trees, they are bowing down to your feet as if they are offering flowers and fruits at your feet with their very head. So Upadaya Stamopahatyai Tarujanma Yat Kritam. And he says it is as if they are trying to say that we are in this tamas yoni and we have become trees. So we want to dispel this, we must have done something wrong to become trees. So we worship your feet to get rid of that offense. That is what they are doing. स्वीय पुष्प फलादिभिः स्वप्रभो श्रीकृष्णस्य चरणौ अर्चयाम इति मनोनुलापं युष्माकम् अहं जानामि इति स्वविज्यत्वं परम भक्तान् श्रीवृन्दावनीय वृक्षान् कटाक्षेण ज्ञापन् अग्रजमाह अहो इति. So Krishna is as if telling to the trees that Sviya Pushpa Faladibhi Svaprabho Sri Krishnasya Charano Archayama iti Manonulapa. He says that in your mind you are thinking that we want to worship the feet of Sri Krishna, who is our master, by offering fruits and flowers. So he says that I know this because Krishna can understand the mind of the trees. So Manonulapam. Manonulapam means the monologue in the mind. Right? So he says, I know your monologue. So Yusmakam aham janami. I understand this. Iti savigyatvam param bhaktan Sri Vrindavaniya vrikshan katakshena gyapya. So Krishna is informing the trees by his side glance that I understand that you are great devotees and you are the trees of Vrindavan. You are not ordinary people. To be tree here, you have to be a devotee. So Param Bhaktan, Sri Vrindavani Vrikshan, he informs this to them, that I understand. But I am going to speak this to my brother, so that you know this. So Agrajamaha aho iti. Shikhabhi swa shirobhir upayanam tattad upadaya padambujam namanti iti. So just like You go to temple, you carry some offerings on your head and you offer to the feet of the deity. So like that these trees are carrying their fruits and flowers on their head and they are offering to your feet. So Devara Amararchitam Padambujam Te Sumanaha Falarhanam. So they deserve to be worshipped by fruits and flowers. So Namanti iti bhaktya shirobhireva charnayos tatta darpayanti. So with devotion, with their head they are offering it, these at your feet. Kimartham atmanes tamso apradhasya aphatyai. So why are they doing it? What is the purpose? He says to get rid of their offense. That is the meaning of tamas here, tamopahte. Yena pradhena kritam utpaditam tarujanma. Why you say that they have done offense? He says because of the offense they have become trees. So sometimes it is said that the devotees who live here in Vrindavan, if they commit offense, then they will become trees here. Because they cannot go anywhere else. So they have to be here. Or animals they can become. Hanta. बंदर भी बन जाएंगे क्या? हंत अस्माभिर अपराध एव कश्चित् कृत यत्न कृष्ण सन्निधि गमन अस्मर्थम अस्माकं तरुजन्म विधात्रा कृतम इति तेषाम अनुरागोत्थम वचनम एव अन्वोचत भगवान. So it is like as if the trees are saying that alas, alas, we have committed some offense in our past life and therefore we are unable to walk and reach Krishna. So yat Krishna sannidhi gamana asmartham. Because trees, they cannot walk. So they cannot walk, therefore that is an outcome of some offense. So he says therefore we are suffering here. So taru janma vidhatra kritam. Therefore vidhata has made us trees. Tesham anuragotham vachnam eva anuvochat bhagavan. So Krishna has understood the humility of the trees out of love. And that's why he is making this statement. Vastutastu ब्रह्मादिभिरपि प्रार्थ्यमानत्वात् वृंदावनीय तरुजन्म नापराध फलमिति जयम्. In reality, these trees have not committed any offense. Why? Because even Brahma, he wanted to take birth here as some tree or even creeper. So tad bhuri bhagyam janmiha kimapi atavyam yad gokule katmangri rajobhishekam. So he wanted that I may have some birth here. So if a person like Brahma is praying, then why trees can be thought of that they have committed offense? So he says therefore truly they have not committed any offense. That is out of humility they think like that. Because devotees are very humble and they think of themselves as very lowly. So the trees are thinking that we are unable to walk like these cows and calves and cowherd boys. They can walk and go near Krishna. But if Krishna is walking there, then we remain standing here. We can only just see. If we had feet to walk, we will also run and be near him. So this is outcome of our offense. That's how they think. Then he says, Ete alinas tav yasho khil loka tirtha gayanta adi purushanupadam bhajante prayomi munigana bhavadiya mukhya Gudham vanepi na jahati anaghatmadevam. So he is saying that, oh Adi Purusha, now Krishna is calling him as Adi Purusha, that oh original person, look, these bees, Alina, Tav Yasho Akhil Loka Tirtha, Gayanta. They are singing your fame, which is purifier of all the tirthas, or which is like the tirtha for all the human beings or all living beings. And Anupadam Bhajante, and they are following you at every step, because wherever you are going, they are coming behind you as if they are reciting some Vedic mantras in your praise. So Prayavami Muni Gana Bhavadiya Mukhya. So it appears that these bees, they must be some sages in the past life. Bhavadiya Mukhya. And they are chief among your followers, and that's why they are following you wherever you go. And Gudham Vane Pina Jahati Anagha Atmadevam. Even if you go to some secret place, you can go inside a kunja, then they come there also, because no one can stop them. So he says, Gudham Vane Api Na Jahati Anagha Atmadevam, because you are their devata. So you are saying that only Manjari can go in the kunja, the bees can also go. What do you say about this? You are always saying Manjaris can go in the kunja. It says Gudham Vane Api Na Jahati.
Everyone here is a Manjari.
No, but the bees are going. They are living in the kunja only. So Tatratyan Jangaman Stauti Dvabhyam. So in the next two slokas, Krishna is glorifying those who are not trees and creepers, means those who can move, Jangamam, movable beings. So here he is praising the bees. Ete alino bhramara, alina means bhramara, anupatham twadang saurabham anusaritattvat. So why are they following Balram when there are so many flowers? They should go, the bees go to the flowers. Why do they run after Balram? Because Balram's body has got special fragrance, and they are intoxicated by that fragrance, so they go behind him. So therefore he says Anupatham Twadanga Saurabham Anusaritvat. They are following the fragrance excluding from the body, your body. Vane Kochid Rahasya Lila Artham Gudam. So now he comments on the word Gudam. Gudam means secret. So he says sometimes you may perform your confidential lila in the forest. Sacharadi Agamyam Api. So there even your friends cannot go, but they can go. So they are not allowed, cowherd boys are not allowed, but these bees are allowed there. See? So Tvam na jahati na tajanti. So there also they don't leave you. They go with you. He anaghe iti tatra gamne pi esam tvagham tvam na grihasi. And Krishna, Balaram is called Anagha. Anagha means sinless. But here it is in the sense that even when they follow you inside the kunja or some secret place, you don't become offended by them. You don't say, come on, don't come here, leave me alone. This is not for you. He says, you allow them happily. So they are there. So tu agham na tvam na grinasi. Tasmad ete bhavdiya mukhya eva munigana. So therefore these bees are some supreme sages who are your followers, your devotees. You have many devotees, but these are very special ones who are allowed even to go into the private area where you don't want anyone to come. So they must be like that. Rahasya Leela Mananshila Bhramro Bhavanti. So those who meditate on the Rahasya Leela of Bhagwan, then what happens to them? They become bees. You're thinking you're going to become something else, right? It says Brahmara. They become Brahmar, Dvirefa, flying here and there. So it's important statement. Munigana Rahasya Leela Gamansila. Right? Those who are Munigana. Muni means those who meditate. Those who meditate on Ashtakalin Leela. So they become the bees. Brahmara Bhavanti. Tena bho Brahmaraha. So therefore he says that, O Brahmara, Madati Rahasya Kunjam api pravishya Asmat Saurabhyam Aswadayat Ma Asankuchita iti Tan Prati Prasada Dhvanita. Therefore Krishna is saying that, O Brahmara, O bees, so you should also come to my secret kunja, where no one is allowed. You can come there also. And Asmat Saurabhyam Aswade, and you can relish the fragrance from our body. Ma Sankuchata. Do not hesitate. You have free visa to come there. So Tan Prati Prasada Dhvanita. So Krishna has given his blessings, his grace to the bees, that you are absolutely free to come. Nityantyami Shikhinaidya Muda Harinyah Kurvanti Gopyaivate Priyamikshanena Suktaisya Kokilgana Grihamagataya Dhanyavanokasayanhi Satam Nisargaha. Swami Sikhina Nrityanti. Look at these peacocks, they are dancing. Hey Idya, O worshipable one. Muda Harinya Kurvanti Gopyaivate Priyamikshanena. And what are the deers doing? Especially the lady deers. He says they are looking at you with great love, just like the gopis. As the gopis look at you with their big beautiful eyes, then these deers have big eyes, and they are also called deer. Like you call your beloved as my dear. So they are actually called deer. So he says all these deers, they are looking at you like your deers, with big beautiful eyes full of love. Priyam Ikshanena. And Suktaischa Kokil Gana Griham Agataya. And then what are the cuckoos doing? Kokil, which has a very sweet voice. They are especially famous for singing in Vasanta, in spring season. So he says they are receiving you with Vedic mantras. When an honorable guest comes to the house, then you receive him by chanting Vedic mantras, Sukta. So they are reciting Suktaischa Kokil Gana Grihamagataya Dhanya Vanokasayyanhi Satam Nisarga. Says that these residents of the forest, they are certainly fortunate. And this indeed is the quality of saintly people, that they worship you. So So te griham tvam griham sammanetum suktai priyam kurvanti purvaneva anve. So these kokila, these cuckoos, they are honoring you, they are receiving you with the suktas, with the recitation of Vedic mantras when you have come to their house like a guest, because it is said that some guest comes to the house, then you should give Trinani Bhumirudkam Vak Chaturthi cha Sunrita Etanyapi Satam Gehe No Chidyante Kadachana. That 4 things you can give. You can give seat, place to sit, you can give some water at least to drink, and sweet words. So Vak Chaturthi cha Sunrita. So he says these 4 things are available in everybody's house. So they are also doing this. You have come, so they are giving you sweet singing by the sukta. Yan satam nisarga iti nitya saha harsavalokan priya vachnair grihagatasya sadho sammanam iti satam svabhavikodha. So this is the nature of the sadhus, that you have come to their house, so then they are dancing, right? Some big person comes, you go with music and dance, kirtan. So now these peacocks, they are dancing, and these cuckoos, they are singing. So that's how they are receiving you. Nritya saharsa lokam priya. And the deers are looking happily. So there is singing, there is dancing, and looking at you. So vachnai grihagatasya sadho sammanam. So this is how sadhus, saintly people, they receive a guest. Satam swabhaviko dharma ityartha. This is the natural characteristic of the sadhus. So I will stop here. Any question?
In the commentary on the first verse, it is said that Charanayor Lagutvad Rekhanam Ati Sukshamatvena Spashti Bhavat. It should be Spashti Abhavat.
Must be aspashti. Aspashti bhava.
Is it Aspashti Bhavat? Okay. And one more thing was there, Maharaj. This in the commentary on the 4th verse, this quotation Shri Vrindavan Tad Vasi Madhurya Balen Chetsa, etc. This is from which
Lagu
place?
Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay.
Babaji, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I would like to know the marks on Krishna's lotus feet. Srimati Radharani also had some. Other devotees there also have these marks? And are they just for fun? Krishna has them just for fun, or the marks on the lotus feet?
No, these marks, they signify his different characteristics and potencies. So just like Krishna has got various types of energies, so they are also in his person. They also manifest outside, just like Lakshmi manifests outside as Lakshmi Devi or Srimati Radha when Krishna is there. But she is also manifest as like a streak of hair on his chest. So like that, all other energies, they are manifest, or they are like marks on his body. So many great personalities have some special marks like that, but he has the maximum number because he is Swam Bhagavan. In Bhagavatam it is described
Bhagavat.
that even wait, that person like even King Prithu had some special marks, or even people like Arjuna.
I have listed them in my number books, all the marks of Krishna and Radharani.
So you can see them there.
Thank you.